this, see? Is that enough for you? Da, 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 da. Brought to you in part by St. Croix Rods, best rods on earth. Strike King Lure Company, #1 in fishing lures. Ardent, pure performance, all-American. This week on Extreme Angler TV. Now, let me cast it. Oh my God.
This is called a slither rig. And basically it's tour grade tungsten. They come in 1/2 ounce all the way up to 1.25 ounces.
We'll be right back. Hey, welcome back to Extreme Angler. This week, I'm in cottage country in early October. The leaves are changing, cool mornings, but you know what? I'm anticipating those smallmouth are gonna be active, either in 2 feet of water, or I might have to drop shot all the way down to like 30 or 40 feet. And I'm just hoping those fish go back and do the same things they did in the past. You know, you think back to the successful trips you had, different years. You know what? It doesn't matter what lake it is. If it has the same characteristics as other places that you've had success, near eelgrass, in 2-3 feet of water, as long as the water's not frozen yet and you can get out, there's a good chance there'll be some smallmouth in shallow water. I'm gonna go to maybe a football jig, just see if I can just entice them by putting it right on their face in that shallow water where they don't want to chase the horizontal approach. Let's see. Okay, you're gonna try first. Tour grade finesse football jig. Small little 3/8 ounce. Tie that on, 17-pound fluorocarbon on a medium heavy 7 foot, 7.1, 7.3. But the thing is, I don't want to overpower it with a real heavy rod or like braid and stuff, because these fine wire hooks, they're tough, but you just don't want to take a chance and get a good fish and open up that gap even more. See that? What I want is when that hook finds its mark, it stays in and it's a small hole. And then I'm going to marry it up with a small Strike King KVD Junior Chunk, the small one. Because the water temperature is in the low 40s this morning. I don't think these fish are going to be in the chasing mood. So I'm going to do something, like I said, put it right on their dinner plate. And they're probably still cruising around. They still do that. But they'll chase like topwaters and things like that. Highly doubtful. You might get a few fish to roll on it. But you know what? I'm here to catch fish, not see fish. So the little tour grade football finesse in a 3/8 ounce, matched up with a medium heavy rod, the yard edge fish flage. I can make smooth pitches into weeds and stuff. They say the wind's going to get up a little bit, but for now it's calm. I can dissect those little weed patches and stuff. I'm going to find areas that are close to real shallow water that drop off, that possibly those fish are out there cruising around looking for those easy meals of maybe those small perch and things like that. And then probably go to those areas where I think there might be some crayfish, rocks close to weed and things like that. But for now, the little football finesse should get me a touchdown. See, all I'm doing is small underhand pitches, 25, 30 feet ahead of the boat, letting it fall and ripping it. Just like you see me throw the tubes or the hair jigs for walleye and smallmouth in late fall. If you're a follower of the show, you saw years ago, I did a couple shows with those tube jigs, just ripping them off rocky points. Same thing. Those fish see it, it's a reaction, boom. So it's almost like a power technique where you're ripping it, but it's subtle. Because you're ripping it, it's getting their attention, and when it's falling subtle, boom, they come up and eat it. Exactly what I'm talking about, eh? Find the rocks, find the smallmouth. Look at that bait in its mouth, eh? Look at it. Nice fish, eh? There you go. Wow, they were fat. That's a real textbook shot there. Look at him. Right through the nose, eh? The lift, that's where you want them to get cooked. But just chunky. Look at the bellies on them. Think they're not feeding in fall? Big time. Let's let them go. Ready? Huh? Making my day? Look, I disappear right in the bottom. You don't even see them. Amazing, eh? Pretty fun. Practice catch and release. You can do that all the time. Let's keep going. And you know, that's the beauty of smallmouth fishing. They're never alone, ever. Rarely do you see one by itself like a big largemouth sitting under a log. Well, smallmouth love to pack hunt. Catch one, you know there's more. In the exact same area or in the same vicinity. It's debate of choice. Push the hell onto it. Or eat it a little bit better. Like that. Oh, yeah, big black one too. Oh, he's gone. See how slow that bite is? You know what I mean? Do ya? See that thing come out of the water? Big black smallmouth. Put it back in again. Got the right bait, right presentation, but they're just mouthing it, barely holding it. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Fishing the right baits in the right spots. And this is the right bait. You know, I could get all freaked out and think, man, I should change it up. Maybe go to drop shot or something else, but they're not picking it up while I'm lifting it, okay? It's on the lift and drop, almost like walleye fishing. I'm dropping it. When I go lift up again, there's a bite. They already grab it. So they like that subtle fall. It's going down, and they just come up, boom. They're either grabbing the back end or just barely got it. And as soon as I apply a bit of pressure and try to set the hook again, out it comes. Keep it up for a bit more. Then I might go nuts and just jump in the water. Almost need to swim it. Yeah, see? Let me cast it. Oh my God. Look at this one. Wow. Stay hooked, big boy. Stay hooked, please. Look at him. Wow, hey? That's what I mean. That's why we have the net ready. Oh, look at him. That's what I mean. That's what I came for. Cottage country bass. Look at him. Wow. Look where that little hook is right there. Those are the ones that have been chasing me, swimming behind my bait. Look at that hook penetration. Oh boy, football. I know it. Okay, so these fish have shown me now. They don't want it on the bottom. They don't want it just sitting down. Look at the size of him. That's a big fish no matter where you go, boy. But see, instead of just on the bottom, dropping it, picking it up, let's put him in the live well for a bit for some pictures, but he's the ones I'm looking for right there. I got two more like that on. Two more like that. I had on the hook and they came off. And I'm throwing it on the bottom, bouncing it, thinking that they're on the bottom. They're not. They're chasing stuff. So as it's high in the water column, lifting real high, in 6, 7 feet of water, lifting it, shaking it, lifting it, shaking it. When I went in that 3 foot of water, same thing. They wanted up high. They came up to look at it. Here, it's a bit deeper, so it's more of a drop, like walleye fishing with a grub. They can see it in the water column. So that one, lift up, again, didn't even feel the bite. Lift up, there he is. Regroup, set up again, go back around the same spot and see what I missed. Let's go. All right, it's getting on. It's about, 12 o'clock now, lunchtime. Getting hot, a little bit of a breeze. In some parts of the lake now, the wind's blowing in pretty good. I think I've exhausted some of these little points like that here. You know, I've got a good fish here, missed a couple more, and you just got a milk run back and forth to those locations. I'm gonna look for maybe some more small cabbage beds, but close to that shallow water, maybe a little bit of the breeze blowing in, so the fish might get turned on a little bit since the water temperature rose from about 41 to about mid-50s now. As it keeps going up, metabolism just goes up just a bit, just enough to maybe make them bite it, instead of kiss it. Let's go and see. It seems like no matter where I go, sunken islands and points, you know, rock points, weed edges. I work it slow, methodical, those fish are there. It's amazing, boy. I tell you, this time of year, those fish are putting on the feed bag, but it's the best of both worlds because you know what? They're big and not a lot of guys are out fishing. I don't know why. The best time of year, lakes are empty, the fish are on the feed bag, they're big and fat, and there's just not enough guys out. Is that a good thing? Well, it is for me and you. Comes the weeds, right here. And just pitch in front of the boat, not far, real close. I want that bait to go exactly on this side, the deep side of the weed, and on top. And I'm just swimming it, see? I'm not letting it sink way down inside the weeds like you would for largemouth. I'm just pitching it out 15, 20 feet. Let it drop a bit, and I start to hop it like this. Just hopping it. All of a sudden, just the line goes. I'm looking for those fish on top of the weed. It's a great presentation. You can use this little football jig, put it right inside the weeds, but it's fantastic for swimming over rock and pebble and shells and all kinds of stuff like that they do in the States. But here, I like to cast it and swim it. You find those bass that are swimming on top of the weed. Right there. See? Find that weed bed. Hit the weed bed. Turn them all around. Look at them. Big fatty. Oh, yeah. Big fatty. Look at that, eh? Right on the weed where he's supposed to be. Right on the weed where he's supposed to be. Look at him. I tell you, man, when you put together a little pattern, little baits like this that look like crayfish, but it's something small and easy morsel, you can get bass like that. He's going to join his other big buddy because they're making my day, man. I'm telling you. I love it. I moved away from those rocks. I want to come to an area with a little bit of ripple, you know? There's the ripple. There's the results. Guess what, boy? We got another friend. I'm telling you, man, it's so much fun when you slowly put it together. You know, not saying it's rocket science, not saying I'm Kevin Van Dam. I'm just saying you put the little things together and you can do it. Find the weed. Forget about fishing the whole lake. That's usually the worst thing people could think about. There's so many spots. Where am I going to go? Dissect it. Small things, depending on what you're fishing, how you're fishing. Find the similar things you're catching it on. That's the pattern. The right presentation, right bait, right spots, and the right fish. And now it's time for the Cottage Angler, presented by Lucky Strike. More fish fight with Lucky Strike.
Hey, this is James Niggemeyer. I'm on the Strike King Pro team, and I want to introduce you to a couple of new baits. This is called a slither rig, and basically it's tour grade tungsten. They come in 1/2 ounce all the way up to 1 1/4 ounce, but it's got a skirt that's attached to it. And this is going to be super weedless, so it's going to be great for flipping and pitching. And one of the baits that also came out at this year's ICAST for 2013 is a new Rage Menace grub. And it's got these double tails. In combination, these two baits, I've been able to fish fork a little bit with it, and I've been playing with it. I've been really excited with some of the fish I'm catching, the action that it gets going through the water. And because it's this kind of a setup, it's super streamlined, and it comes through heavy cover really well. I love to flip and pitch, and this slither rig is going to come in just perfectly for that exact scenario. And basically what I do with it is I'll look at some of these clumps like this, and I'll flip it right into the heart of it. I mean, I want it to go right in there. Once it hits the bottom, I make sure it goes down on the slack line. Then I lift up, maybe once, twice, get that Rage Tail Menace grub action moving, and then I'm just going to go on to the next target. And that way I can cover a lot of water as well as establish where the fish really are located. But basically, this is, you know, this is a power fishing technique where I'm able to get into the heaviest cover, and that slither rig is going to come through the cover really well, and that Menace grub will have some action, impart some action into the whole process. So again, it's just, I flip it into the heavy grass like that. It goes straight in, all the way to the bottom on a slack line. Tighten up my line, lift up once, twice. If I don't get a bite, I'm out and into the next little clump of grass. Because I'm going to be fishing this in heavy cover, I'm going to be putting that on braided line. Then I want to use a little bobber stop. And this is pretty much how I rig it. You run it up on the line, tie your hook on there, and then the menace grub on the back. I'm super excited about what I'm going to be able to accomplish with this during next year on the Bassmaster Elite Series.
It's so important to be near some kind of cover. This time of year, boy, you look and you think you could see them. You know, unless you're fishing like Lake Kuchaching or somewhere it's clear and you see them cruising. Here, their backs are black and brown. You would not see them until they swirl or turn on your bait. You have to have faith that they're in those water columns in the depth that you're fishing. I'm just pitching it out 20 feet, letting it drop a couple feet, little pop. Drop some more, pop. Get their attention. Hopefully they just come over and eat it up. Right there, see? Whoa! See that? Whoa! Just like that, huh? Look how big and fat, hey? I think this one is deserving of a net job. He is too, look at him. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. When it comes together, I tell you, boy, I am a happy, happy lad. Look at him. Beautiful looking fish, huh? Gorgeous, gorgeous bass. Again, a little crawdaddy with a Bama bug. KVD Junior Chunk does it. You gonna join your buddies? Yes, you are. You see what I mean? Fish like this make it all worthwhile to get up in those cold mornings when it's 1 and 2 degrees in the fall, because they're bulking up just like we do in the fall. They want to eat, we want to eat, we want to catch them, you want to see it, then we're going to release them. And we're all having fun. They want it high in the water column today. So as for bait size, you know, most times I throw a jig and stuff, it's 1/2 ounce, but for this, the 3/8 ounce, you want it to go down, but just stay on top of that weed. That's a subtle fall. So every time I rip it, it's just subtle fall. You probably get away with the 1/4 ounce in this real calm stuff. This new 3/8 that Strike King made is actually perfect with a little football head. Just crawled along, swimming along. Man, it catches fish. Look at that thing, eh? Look at that. Sitting on top of the weeds. Look at this. Look at that. In that brown nothing weed, huh? Look at the football, that. Look at that. Football jig. Look at the penetration. See that there? That's through. That fish was never coming off unless I busted my line. Look at him. Is he a football? I'd say. Look at that. Look at the head on him too. What a brute. You join your friends. Look at the size of that. What a brute. Come here, you. Get in there. See this weed here? See this? You know, you talk about, you want all fresh weed, right? You want a green, it's got to be good. Well, look at this. It's dying. It's still got some green in it, but it doesn't matter. See that brown stuff? That's cover. It's structure for fish. Smallmouth, walleye, largemouth, it doesn't matter. In the fall, that premise of you gotta find green weeds to find bass or walleye, hog wash. Cover, bait fish, walleye, bass, use it, even pike. Don't worry about that. See the green? See the brown? Fish are holding to it, fish sit in it. Find structure, that's the key. Let's keep going. Where are you, boys? Some of those footballs, man. I love it. It's fall, it's football season, and it's time to catch those big fish. Where's that bass cruising out here in these weeds? Where? Oh boy, look at this. Look at this. There's another treat for Extreme Angler TV. Look at this. You know what this is, folks? Look at the size of that walleye, eh? Now, does everything like to eat finesse jigs? Oh man, look at this, eh? What do you say about something like this? That, my friends, is why I use Strike King football finesse, because you can touch down bass and big old walleyes like that. Look at that thing. Pretty good size, eh? Think it's deserving of a picture? I think so too, eh? You're a big brute, aren't you? Yeah. We're gonna take some pictures with you and let you go, huh? Look at him. What a brute, eh? Ate that big football finesse. Let's let this beautiful fish go. Grab that little finesse jig, but you are too big to keep. Fish like that reproduce all kinds of other fish, the 1 pounder, 2 pounders we like to eat. Practice catch and release. I know it's hard when you're catching walleyes, but boy, anytime you can catch walleyes like that in cottage country, it's a bonus, especially when you're chasing bass with a little football jig. So it's superstar, touchdown with the jig. Wow, what a day. Seriously, come out playing around. I thought maybe spinner baits, Z2s and stuff like that, but you know what? I saw the water temperature at 41 degrees. I thought, boy, I'm gonna have to put little baits like this little football right on top of their nose, or swim by them, or wait for the water temperature to get up a little bit before they're gonna eat it or chase it. They did. What a day. Fall, you gotta get out, man. That's all there's to it. If it's safe, it's got a ramp, and it's public, you can go with a friend, go with a buddy, go with your wife, your girlfriend, your father, your uncle, anybody, but get out there. Fall is a time of the giants. Today we got some real good smallmouth and a bonus walleye, but time to do the old ritual of letting them go. When you get them like this, that look like Lake Simcoe or Lake St. Clair in cottage country, you're doing pretty good. Look at that. They're just two brutes right here. Here's number one. Go on, you. Look at you swim away. Look at that thing. How long do you think that is, eh? Just a beautiful smallmouth bass. Look at him go. Go on. Wow. Almost dormant. I love it. Football season is here. Get out, catch those fish like you saw me do today. Thanks for watching. We're gonna see all of you next time on Extreme Angler TV, home of the giants. And if you want more Extreme Angler, go to our website, extremeanglertv.com, and I'm sure you'll find us on all your popular social networks, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook, because I know you're gonna like us.